All right, let's go to our Lagos studios where Ayo is sitting with another guest for another conversation. Ayo.
Well, thank you, Nyota. Actually, some kind of relationships. So on the one hand, the attack we are having in Yobe State is some form of reaction that some security agencies security specialists have told us over time. There's some form of reaction on the part of the people to whatever it is that they are feeling. And it's the same thing we would like to talk about now. Some form of reaction to the realities that Nigerians are going through. And with us in the studio this morning is Henry Okwomo, who is the Senate President of the National Association of Nigerian Students. He joins us here. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Now, what we have been made to understand is that NANS is threatening a fuel, some kind of protest over this fuel hike controversy. Exactly what would you want to tell us about that, first of all?
Thank you. Like you said earlier, I said NANS is threatening. We are not even threatening. That is what we're going to do because of the current situation of the country. The Nigerian people is currently facing a lot. We're facing hardship, and now the government is increasing fuel prices again, which has really affected us as students. And as student leaders, we don't have a choice at this point than to fight for the people because we are occupying one of the largest stake in the country, having over 40.1 million population in the organization. That is 40.1 million Nigerian students across the country. So with that, we think we should make our voice out at this point in time to save Nigerian people from this ugly mess, from this undue stress being put upon them by the government. And we are ready. We've determined that on the 15th of this month, no going back, we are hitting the street hard, and we are going to demand for not only a reduction in fuel prices, we are going to demand for other things that is affecting the nation in general.
Such as what?
Such as reduction even in the market value, because the increment in fuel prices is really affecting the market value of goods and commodities. As you can see, for you to move goods from one place to another, you need fuel to do that. And even other sectors too is really affected. As I'm speaking to you, many of our campuses, none of their shuttles are working due to the hike in fuel prices, and due to the fact that even if you have the money to get the fuel, the queue at the filling station, you cannot be able to access the fuel on time. So with that, most of campus shuttles and every other thing has been paralyzed, and nothing is working in the country as I speak to you. And we are not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. It's not going to be a business as usual. This is not a protest that is being organized by some faceless element, or this one is being organized by a body, Nigerian student, recognized under the law. We will do it. We will do it. We will hit the street on the 15th of September if government did not reverse most of their policies before then. Thank you.
Okay, well, 15th of September is about 9 days away.
Yes.
Okay. How well mobilized are Nigerian students for this? I understand that some universities are actually, for instance, I think it's University of Ibadan, were told to go away, for 3 weeks. So some of them are not at home, at school right now. So how well mobilized are Nigerian students for this?
Even if students are told to go away, we have our platforms where we do relate. NANS comprises of different zones. We have leadership at the zonal level, we have leadership at the state level, we have leadership at the campus level. So we have been sensitizing ourselves on how to go about it. And we are going to occupy all the major cities in the country.
Does this include private universities as well?
If they wish to join.
Okay. Does it include state universities?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we understand that there is another Senate president of NANS who has said that there is no such thing as you are talking about right now. In fact, his name I understand to be Babatunde Akinteye, who says, look, as far as they are concerned, there is no such thing as no statement issued in Ibadan. Well, no statement issued that there is going to be any planned protest.
Yes, when there is an organization like this, when something of this nature is going to happen in the country, government will always find their way in sponsoring some faceless individuals to go against it. As far as I know, NANS remain one indivisible and indissoluble entity that nobody can even divide us, not even the power that be. The only NANS that is being recognized by the students is the one that is being led by Comrade Pedro Chibuzo Obi as the president, where I am serving as the Senate president. So where the other people are coming from, who conducted their election, where they had election, nobody knows. So I attack them as faceless individuals. Maybe they are they are just machinery that is being used by the government, or those stooges that are parading themselves at the corridor of power, masquerading themselves as students. But as far as I know, they are not recognized anywhere.
So you don't
as
know
member of NANS.
You don't know any individual called Babatunde Akinteye?
The last time I checked, he contested election with me, and he lost the election.
Okay, how long ago was this?
Yeah?
How long ago was this?
Since last year, December.
Okay. Now, so you do not recognize Lucky Emonefe also as the president of the National Association of Nigerian Students?
How can I recognize somebody that I don't even know? Lucky too contested against Pedro Chibuzo.
You don't know him, yet you know he contested?
No, he contested against Pedro.
Okay.
And he lost to Pedro. So maybe because they felt they have some persons under the government who will always use them against the struggle of the student. So maybe that is the reason why they are parading themselves. But as far as I know, Nigerians they tag them as faceless. Are
you aware that there was a publication by the same Mr. Obi that you talked about saying that that Lucky Emonefe does not deserve to be president? In other words, he knows that he's president. He doesn't think that he deserves to be president of NANS. By
a statement by Pedro?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not aware of that. But as far as I know, Pedro is the president of NANS.
Okay, we have also been told that I think it was also a statement by the same president, the same whom you said you do not recognize, Lucky Emonefe,
okay,
saying just what you are saying, that a particular Southwest governor is sponsoring students against the federal government.
A particular Southwest governor sponsoring students against the federal government. Who is the governor?
Are you aware of that allegation?
I saw the release yesterday. I termed it as maybe it's insane or what. I don't know. Well, I don't know which government. So they have the government. They are the one that is parading themselves at the corridor of power. We are Nigerian students. Our government is to serve the student. And we are doing that. The student interest is our interest. Their welfareism is our priority. So every other thing that have to do with government, no. There have never been any publication where we declare support for government from our own end. If there's any policies of government that we felt is okay for Nigerians, yes, we could dose them for that. And if there's anyone that we felt is against the will of the people, we challenge them. And that is what we've been doing over time.
Okay. Well, as valid as this conversation that we're having is, the move, the intention that you're saying, because a good number of people, even the NLC, NASIMA, several other organizations, are sympathetic to this particular sentiment that you're expressing. Whether or not they are in support of the action, that's another thing altogether. So are you partnering with any of these bodies like the NLC and any other body for this protest?
At the moment, we are not partnering with anybody. Our organization is capable enough to hold the country to ransom in whichever way.
So the plan is to hold the country to ransom?
No.
Okay, but that's what you just said.
No. Okay. I said we are capable enough to do whatever we want to do in the country.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We have prepared for September 15th protests.
Okay.
We are doing it and we are not going back on it. So that one is the decision of the organization and nothing will stop it.
Okay. Now,
unless if the government reverse their inhumane policies.
Okay. We'll come back to those policies. But so if right now we have 2 presidents of NANS, just as you're saying, we have 2 Senate presidents of NANS. And, there is that general saying that a house divided against itself cannot stand. Why should students believe any of you if you guys are not even united enough to say, okay, this is the one person we all recognize as the president or as the president of the Senate of NANS?
Thank God you said we have 2 presidents of NANS and 2 Senate presidents of NANS. But as far as I know, our decision to hit the streets is unanimously taken by the entire body of NANS, by the entire students across the country, supported by all the state NANS, even to the zonal level. Everybody are in support of our movement. So it is even uncalled for anybody at this time to go against the will of the people. NANS is not an agency of government. NANS is supposed to be a separate organization. And we are following the path of its creation. NANS is to correct abnormalities in the society, be one of the major stakeholders in the country. And that is what we are doing. So anybody thinking because they have one access to power or one access to government, trying to sabotage the effort of Nigerian students, let them come to the street on the 15th of September. If they are capable enough to stop us, then you will check the population of those that want to mobilize against the proposed protest and those that are in support of the protest. Nigeria need it, and we are going to give all it takes.
Okay. Now, there is also that position that some students are wondering how come NANS didn't say anything. For instance, at Unilag, there was at some point electricity. The Unilag was taken off of the power grid in the country, the national grid for power supply, due to one reason or the other. The other is they're saying that, look, we didn't hear NANS at that time in the University of Ibadan. There was protests concerning, well, there is resistance from the students concerning the increase in school fees. NANS didn't say anything at that time. And several other universities all across the country, in fact, I think there was a particular newspaper that listed about between 10 and 20 universities having power problems at the time. NANS didn't say anything at that time, which is something that's direct to the students. NANS didn't say anything at that time. So why should the students believe that the intention of NANS, just as you're saying right now, is genuine?
There is no institution that have complained to us that we did not take action. Yes, the last one they did at the University of Ibadan, I personally put up a press conference against that through my office, and I solidarize with them as well. Even the one of Unilag, when they had issue with their student union and all of that, we intervened, we reached out to the Vice Chancellor, and she was able to give us the modalities at which she is going to constitute the union of that place, which is fair enough, and which, according to her, in few weeks' time, student union will be reinstated back to that campus. Every other campus is on security issues, Katsina, all of that, talk of Kano, everywhere. We've intervened on issues. Even the one affecting our youth corpers. Recently, I released a statement that federal government should increase the allowances of corpers. I think those ones are our own social responsibility, and we are doing that. We have been doing it. And we've really been trying when it comes to fighting for the people. At least we've been lending our voice. But this is the first time we are going to hit the street because we've consulted enough and we've consolidated enough with the government. We've consulted them on several issues. We've released press statements of warning. We've done, even during the last protest that they did in August, we had our Senate sitting in Kano where we make a statement to that effect that if the government did not, that we will not join that protest because we're not the organizers of the protest. So it will be hard for us to take our students to go and join a protest. We were not the one that organized. So we will not be able to control the atmosphere at that time. Then we put up our own demands for the government. And that was when they start approving all these student loan, all these loans and all of that for the youths. But now we are coming on board to say that if Nigeria is currently facing economic quagmire and government still went ahead to increase fuel, that means they have joined to the burden that is already on ground. That shows how this government is taking the masses for granted. And we must come together at this point in time to resist the action.
Okay,
Thank
just
you.
to be clear, you said one of the issues is the increase in the fuel prices, right?
Yes.
What other issues are there? Because you said that government needs to reverse its policies.
Yes.
What other policies are you talking about?
Increase in fuel price is one.
Okay.
Insecurity in the country.
What do you want government to do about that one?
Yes, this like I said the last time I appeared at Arise TV, I said Mr. President is the chief security officer of the country, so he knows. I think there are now new technology that is being put in place to track location of crimes and all of that. Let government too start engaging all those policies. They should bring those things to use in the country, so that it will further strengthen the security apparatus that we have in this nation.
Okay.
And by then, you can travel by road safely. If you are going to, there are some places now, there are danger zones that you cannot even travel to. Yobe, Benue, and all those places. When you are traveling, you have to start praying in one side that God, I want to go and come back on time.
Okay. What other issues are there that are going to be listed?
There are a lot of issues. Okay. Even the one that is affecting our students. The issue of this student loan that was just approved. As I'm speaking to you, we don't even know those students that are getting it, those that have applied for the loan, and those that are the modalities of getting the loan, because it is not even accessible to some students.
Have you tried to get the loan? Do you know any student that has tried?
Yes.
Okay.
I have somebody who have tried that couldn't even get it for himself.
Okay. Have you tried to talk to NEL Fund? Because they are the ones in charge of it.
We've reached out to them.
Okay.
We've reached out to them on that.
Okay.
So apart from the loan, okay, I so proposed before now that instead of giving loan to the student, the government should reduce the cost of education. They should bring the fees paid in tertiary institutions in the country, even if it is for federal institutions alone, they should beat it down to, like, okay, if you cannot give us free education, if you beat it down to 20,000 naira or 50,000 naira maximum, that one is still, anybody can access education if the fee is 50,000 naira. Now, even the loan that they are giving us, the modalities of payment, we did not know. Is it this country now that a graduate will not be able to get a job, that a loan will be paid back to government? all these things, they are still policies that are not friendly. They should pick up a friendly policies that will really affect the people, that will affect Nigerians and Nigerian people.
Okay, so do you see a role for state governments in all of this? Because Abuja is so far away from many states. Do you see a role for the governors of each of the states to intervene?
The governors too, they are segment of the federal government. We have three arms of government in the country: federal, state, and the local government. So I believe governors are meeting. They are the intermediaries between the government, the president, and the people, the federal government and the people of the state. Whatever policies that they push to the federal government, if it's done unanimously, they will achieve it. But all those ones too, they have their own lacuna around the whole process. They are not helping the situation.
As you're talking about the state governors.
The state governors.
But you do realize that they are immune. They are not controlled by the federal government, right?
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Regardless of their immunity, they are still answerable to the federal government. Because I believe you can say that somebody have immunity, and at the end of the day, you will still take direction from the federal government before you can do some certain things.
Okay. Well, there is so much to say about this particular issue, particularly when you talk about this fuel price hike. And that controversy on the leadership of NANS is something that I'm sure a number of people are wondering what exactly is happening here. We hope that you're able to resolve that and a number of other things soon. Henry Okwama is Senate President of NANS, and he's been discussing with us here in the studio. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
God bless you.